Hello and welcome to a new episode of my Volvo 245 with Lamborghini engine project. I'm going to show a little bit what I have been working on lately.
The biggest problem right now is that the steering here and the oil pump, it's very tight here, and the engine is not so far down as I need to have it to close the hood. It's almost there but not really there, and yeah, very tight. I want to use this dry sump pump. It's the original one. I want to use it as much original accessories around the engine as possible, but now I actually think I have decided to remove the original oil pump and put an aftermarket on this side, and it will be a dry sump pump like this one. So then I will be able to modify the oil sump and hopefully bring the engine a little bit further down and have some room for the steering, so it will be better there. In this place where I'm gonna install the oil pump, it's the alternator from the beginning. The alternator, it's here, pretty big one. That one I think I'm gonna install in the middle here of between the cylinder heads. There is some room here. This one I can remove. It's the feed from the original oil pump up to the oil filter. This one, if I remove it, I have a little bit more room there as well. If I can install the original alternator there in the middle, or if it will be some other alternator, that we will see. Next problem is that the water pump that is supposed to be here is it's a pretty big one. It is driven by the oil pump, so if I remove it I cannot have the water pump here. And for that one I think I'm gonna install a remote electric water pump like this one. It's a Davis Craig water pump that you can find, for example, at BJP Race. So this one I can mount on the side here or something. I don't need to mount it directly on the engine. And then I have to do some new flanges for inlet and outlet of the water to the engine. Here is one inlet and one here that actually goes through here. So maybe I just cut it by here and weld something on there. Also the outlets from the cylinder heads is from this manifold, and it will not be able to use this one if I put the alternator in the middle there. I will make new outlets directly from the cylinder heads. So there will be some changes. My first plan to have the engine as original as possible with all the accessories. It's yeah, not going to happen because it will be too much problems for that one. And but yeah, I'm excited for this because I think the end product will be much better with all this custom stuff there.
Now the oil pan is a little bit modified there, and it's plenty of room as you can see here. So I think I will move the steering rack up a little bit because it's too low now, so it maybe will get in original position. And the oil pump, let's see if it fits. Oh, I went to Auto Verdi to buy a dry sump pump, and there will be an upcoming video here on my channel where I do a factory tour of the facilities and some very good information about this high-tech, very nice oil pumps.
It should maybe be here somewhere. It will be tight with the fittings there and up there as well. Yeah, this will not be as easy as I thought from the beginning, but yeah, I think it will be a good solution. Also the oil pan, starting out here with cutting out parts and looking where I can take the pickups for the oil return here. We'll do some welding and modifying of this one. Engine has been in and out a couple of times now. I'm making some room for the steering. Now you can see a little bit of the steering here. I will show more about that one later on. Water pump, I'm checking where I should locate it. So I want to use the radiator I was using before, the one I used with the 2J when it was in here. You can see also it has the plastic here. I had a mechanical fan there with the two small electrical ones. I will remove that one. Let's see if I can get it up. It's really tight. Yep. As you can see, I think this is for like a Chevy or a Ford. I have modified it a little bit back in the days for the 240, not the nicest welds, but I made it a little bit thinner there to go between the frame here in the Volvo. But I never had a problem with this radiator with cooling. This cools very good. As you can see, repaired. Oh, I see now. Yes, I think this is had some carnage here. Do not look nice, but it was not leaking, so yeah. Okay, we'll see. Test fitting the pump here. Just made a temporary bracket here to see the position. Yeah, I have to cut out a little bit of this temporary engine mount here. I think now I need to move it further back about 10 millimeters, something like that. Checking some clearances for the steering rack here. I think it will be installed on and off a couple of times before I get it there. I have this block on the bench here so I can see a little bit easier, and I was actually putting the pump as farther back as I could, and it is very tight there, and now I need to move it even 10 millimeters further back. Should I cut this off maybe? It's just like a bolt. Maybe I can bolt it here. I have to check. Or I put the pump a little bit further out, because I think these are tight as well. Yeah, this one is tight. All these are the inlets. They will be welded to my other oil pan for suction, and this is return, and this is the pressure into the engine. I'm out here in the scrapyard, removing some parts, steering parts from my old 240 here. This is very nearby my garage, so it's very good that there is some garage here. 240 with a special front here. Some scrappy Volvos. Cheap parts. Yeah, I'm working here with the steering that goes into the frame here of the car and goes up here. It's just a little bit temporary brackets there, but I want to have the geometry correct here, and it's a little bit tricky to get the length and everything correct. On the inside here, maybe we can see, goes through this hole, and there's a double U-joint, a bearing. It is a bearing inside the frame as well. One bearing I did put up here, and shorten the shaft. It's just temporary. Maybe you can see the welds there, just temporary, and double U-joint behind there as well. But I don't get it. I'm absolutely not an expert on these things with the steering, so yeah, it's working, but it's not really smooth. So yeah, I need to get it all sorted out. It takes a long time to get these things working, but I was planning to ditch the original brake and clutch pedal, but I think I still can have them here. By the way, if you have seen these pillows that I have, they're perfect to sit on. It's old aircraft seats, the leather ones. Very nice, good quality to sit on. I have them for many years. My plan was to use this original alternator, the Bosch one here, with also the VAG logotypes on it here, 150 amps. But the problem is the mounting. The mounts on this are like most alternators, I think, axial to the axis here. But then I found a friend that had one of these ones with the bolting holes going down. It is an Jaguar Denso alternator. I think it's only 120 amps, but it should be enough for this car. And let's check it. If I should install it into here, then I can make an adapter plate and just bolt it down here. But the thing is, this is a little bit too wide. So it didn't fit as planned really. So I think I will take this apart, cut these off and weld them on here again and make it a little bit more narrow there. But it will look good here in the middle of the engine, I think. Yeah, good position for it. And also here, the hole for the oil will not be used, so I can cover it up. Just bolt the plate on here and then bolt the alternator on. That's the plan. I took the alternator here almost apart, could not get it all things out of it. I was planning to move these mounting brackets a little bit inwards, but I think it's only the aft one that is the biggest problem. You can see it hits here. I think it will sit about there somewhere, aligning it, and this pulley here is a 6 rib pulley. This one is 5 only. So I removed it from the stock alternator and found out that this one is also a 6 one. The last one you can see there, it's still paint on it. So yeah, it's back on the 6 one on this one as well. We'll find out what kind of belt in the future would need it and a tensioner on it for it. Okay, I just got a box here, so let's open it up and see what's inside. It is an Lamborghini engine. It is the same as I have here in the Gallardo and in the Volvo over there. And why have I bought another engine? First of all, I don't know. Second of all, it's always good to have engines, and Lamborghini engines in particular. This one looks a little bit dirty. Not all the freshest, but pretty complete here. It has the oil pump, the dry sump oil pump there. It got the headers there. And I bought this maybe a little bit to take some parts to my Volvo. I was thinking about the power steering pump that was supposed to be here, but the seller told me later on it was not included. I know that before it was shipped, so no, it was not there, but it has the exhaust headers. These ones will not fit in the Volvo, but maybe I will take some of this under this heat shield. It is 5 equal length pipes. So I can maybe redo this and start from this one. That is maybe the plan. Else on the engine, I don't think I will use much. Maybe some small things, but it's always good to have these engines. And yeah, this one has a little special feature. You can see in here. Yes, it's got the little window here. So it has been throwing a connecting rod. So this engine is broken. I got it for a good price. I hope if it's possible to use anything in the engine here, hopefully the heads and something, maybe the block is possible to repair, and the crankshaft maybe not, we'll see. If everything inside is rubbish, it was not a good buy, but we'll see. Also, I should not talk about any future plans before I have my other cars ready, but back in my head it's another project with a Lamborghini engine there, so but that will be much later thing when the Volvo is running. Nice little cradle here in steel for holding this engine as well. Will be a little bit interesting to take this one apart and see how it looks inside. I think it has between 50 and 60,000 kilometers on it. But all the engines in Europe, aluminum engines, they get some of this small corrosion pitting under, especially inside here where water can stand. You can see the plenum here. It would need a refresh. Some throttle bodies here. The Bosch ones is on, so that's good. It is Bosch number and it has the Lamborghini logo on as well, so that's why they are so expensive. I always liked engines, and before I had a lot of Volvo engines laying around, and nowadays it's getting more and more of these Lamborghini engines. Would be cool to have a scrapyard of just Lamborghini parts. Alright, here's the exhaust manifold with the heat shield here. Nice little golden color there. I think it is welded here, so I think I have to cut this open. You can see the spot welds over here, so drill them out maybe. So maybe it's not possible to save this if I want to have it on a Lamborghini again. Okay, almost open here now. Some heat insulation inside there and some tubings here. Okay, here is my engines, and this is the block that I'm going to use in the car. It's now, yeah, you saw the video, I did the welding, and now it's machined, so it's line bored and line honed, and all straight, crankshaft rotating nice there. So that's good, hopefully saved that one. I will use the heads from this mock-up motor I have now, putting in and out of the car many times. Heads are from the race engine there, and this is my broken spare engine there. And from this engine here I just removed this exhaust manifold. I will put this mock-up engine into the car again and see if possible to use this exhaust manifold, maybe modified it. Actually, I have an old rule. When I was working with my Supra, I was not drinking any beer or something. But when I built this car from the beginning with the 2J, I could drink a beer or two. It was not so important. So yeah, and this kind of rule I a little bit encourage that one now as well. When I'm working with a Volvo, it's okay to take a beer or drink, but when I work with the nice car, the Lambo, no drinking.